So this weekend we're in Melton Mowbray, which is very famous for their pork pies. However, I'm looking for a pie shop and I cannot find a single one. Now I have found a seat which is dedicated to the pork pie. It comes from some sort of pork pie heritage trail, which I thought was a bit weird. But yeah, shops though, nothing. In the pie shop, at the moment anyway, they have samples. And this is a Stilton topped pork pie. Just want to point out the sign as well. I've just dropped the topping. Very good. I haven't had the Stilton hit yet. I think I've dropped it all. Very strong with the Stilton. Very good. I've just seen another sign which intrigues me. Tasting room. We are going to be following this guide here, Melton Mowbray Royal Mile Trail. It's going to start off in King Street, which is where we are now. So cool because this is where, over like the last 300 years, kings who have been visiting be walking down this street rather than getting the bus. I don't know. But and then they would stop and stay in this manor. But now I think it's just a museum or a shop or something.
Tours.
Yeah.
Trail.
It's not a particularly interesting street, just like looks like any other street if you ask me. So Melton Mowbray do not do graffiti by heart. Look at that. Some sort of street art there made out of metal. Across the street here, now a mobility scooter servicing point, is the Swan Porch, where several hundred years ago, thanks. Several hundred years ago, the Marquis of Waterford from Ireland found a bucket of red paint and painted a bit of that building and several others around the town. And that was when he was very drunk, and hence the phrase painting the town red. So that's where it all began, apparently, so we're led to believe. The other thing I should mention is that he was fined 100 quid for doing that, which doesn't seem a lot of money these days, but that must be like hundreds of thousands of pounds in today's money, don't you think? This is St Mary's Church. Now, it's quite an impressive church, and in fact it almost looks cathedral-like. I noticed that on the tower, on this side of the tower, down the side, you can just see this kind of a bulge. Very weird, and I'm going to see if I can work out what it is. Okay, around the other side, it's all clear now. It's just a turret. Now then, before we go into the church, take a look at this. Hundreds of handmade poppies just crawling up the wall. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to St Mary's. Very nice.
Well, thank you very much. They've got the poppies coming out through the window, spreading out all over the floor, look. And some of them even look like they're just made out of the bottom of a plastic bottle, look. Now that is one big organ. Look. Look. You know, you just can't trust her to...
Just having a little sip, my love.
Yes, well, you're not supposed to sit in the throne, are you?
I'm not on the toilet.
No, not that throne. These are for Zoe. It's like unbelievable. Now look.
High up here of Adam.
Oh my God. Oh. I'm going to have to leave her here, I think. Are you allowed up there?
That's today's sermon done.
We're back in Herman after our trip around Melton Mowbray.
Yes.
We done that mile, didn't we?
Yes.
Towards the end, it got a bit dull, didn't it?
Yes. The shops weren't.
Yeah, but it was a, you know, it's an okay walk, I suppose. I was only a mile long, so, but it ends up at the ye old pie shop, which you saw earlier. Now, of course, we couldn't go by there without buying a pie. I don't know what she's doing. So these are quite heavy. These are small pies.
Yes.
that is, I don't know.
Did they say they were double jellied or something?
It's double jelly. This is a D&M. We can't remember what D&M stands for, but handicrafted Melton Mowbray pie. There's one. That's about £7 something. This is Mrs. King small Melton Mowbray pie. That was about £6 something. Smaller, and I don't think your muscles will get bigger unlike this one. The other thing was, when you buy them, there's a little thing on their shelf there. They have breads and stuff going really cheap. 50p. Why not? We'll stick that in the freezer. And then we got some tea cakes as well for 50p. So yeah, we'll stick that in the freezer, and then we'll chomp on these. Oh, and the other thing, with our pies, we got some chutneys. Now, why did we buy two? Well, one of them
was £4.95.
Well, no, £4.50. £4.50. But if you buy two, £5. You got to say
no. But do you know the reason why that was?
I did ask because
Yes.
that didn't sound right. I did confirm, and they said, well, we got a lot. We got to get rid of them.
So we obliged.
Yeah, why they don't just lower the prices, I do not know. But anyway, there's that. So the thing was, when we went there, we went on the bus, £8.50 for two, return. But on the way back, we got a different bus
company.
Yeah, different bus company, so they charged us again. I felt like I was being ripped off. And then the driver, it was a cheeky so-and-so. The stop is called primary school. End of.
The sign comes up.
The sign in the bus says primary school. And I said, well, he said, where are you going? £5. He said, where are you going? I said, primary school. He goes, yeah, that's it, mate. There's loads of primary schools around here. I just was like, what? Anyway.
Well, being us, we had to say when we were getting out,
this one.
primary school.
This one.
So rude.
We all pressed the buttons. There's like 6 of us on the bus. We all pressed the button to stop at the. So you only need to press it once,
I
right?
was like a child, wasn't I?
We pressed, and of course it says on the sign, like I said, primary school. I said, oh, this is primary school, like out over the sound of the bus and whatever. And then everyone said, oh yeah, primary school. This one. Oh, this primary school. Right past the driver. This is primary school driver.
He was being cheeky.
Yeah, he's a cheeky one. So anyway, he had a little laugh. But
we got a smile out of him.
Next week he won't have a job.
Well, Jean did say that there were lots of cameras on the bus, so I'm noted.
Your picture is going to be on the side of all the buses and whatever. Do not allow them blocked or barred from this bus.
We weren't that bad, goodness. Honestly, but no, it was a nice day out, wasn't it? We haven't really been that long, have we? But
we're now going to start relaxing. I'll tell you what we'll do. I was going to say we're going to start relaxing and going to have a barbecue, but that's not until the evening. But I'll show you around the campsite because I haven't told you where we are. Where are we? Grange, something?
We're at the Grange Caravan Park, I believe. Yeah.
10-minute bus ride.
Into
half an hour walk away from Melton Mowbray. Right, let's have a wander around the campsite and I can show you a few things.
Hurrah! I'm going to have a cup of tea now.
Oh yeah, tea. So this weekend we're staying at the Grange Camping and Caravan Park in Ashbury Hill, near Melton Mowbray. The place is quite nice as well, very posh. Each one of these sites is full service, so you get the water and water emptying. Oh, the electricity is metered. Whatever you don't spend, you can get back as well, which is, I thought, really quite cool. The campsite does have facilities. This is where the Elson point is, just around the back there. And this is where you have reception, which is just in there. Notice that they sell pork pies just there, see? Along here is the showers and the toilets. Now, one thing I've got to tell you, because it confused us first of all, is that you actually drive through a garden centre car park. Just through there, just over there is a garden centre. And at the far end is the campsite, which is just through there. Okay, there's the entrance to the campsite. Now then, the interesting thing is that they have a pie shop. They make pies here, but also, not only can you buy pies, you can actually make pies. And I had a little peek through the window just there. So if you fancy making a pie with instruction, then that is the place to go. That'd be a cool experience, don't you think? Except for the fact that, you know, you buy a pie from there and, I don't know, you've got someone else's thumbprint in there or their false teeth or something. I'm joking. The one thing I noticed about Melton Mowbray was the abundance of barbers, you know, male hairdressers. I thought it was a bit weird, especially when you had a pie shop just underneath the barbers. Very weird, very weird. I'm not entirely sure what that means though. It is now the evening and we're having an alfresco communal barbecue. All these people here, they're from our Canada trip in 2016. So every year we've been meeting up and we have a jolly good time too. Oh, she's come over. Here she is. With the couscous. We've got sausages, burgers, tomatoes in here, cherry tomatoes, and this is a pepper. And we've got a quiche, some coleslaw, a few olives, a bottle of wine, and of course the couscous.
So where were you staying in?
It's Sunday morning and a group of us are on a walk looking for a pub. Yeah, I don't think it's round here, do you?
More like a 13 mile.
We've now got an audience. We're walking through a field of sheep with lamb.
Whoa.
And I just want to point out something, that it's not just any pub. It's not just any old pub we're going to. Well, we hope we're going to. It's actually a community pub. So the local area own the pub and I guess they muck in and pull pints and stuff. But they also do food, but we've all brought our sandwiches and pork pie. Ooh, can't wait for the pork pie. Can you wait for your pork pie?
Well, I'm carrying it. That's why I can't wait to eat it.
Oh, right.
Bloody everything. Oh, hello, love.
Yeah, so we've arrived at the pub, The Bell, in Frisbee on the Reek. Strangest name ever. But now we're going to go in there and have one of those waters, you know? Well, we are preparing to go home after 3 nights, is it? And I just want to tell you a couple of things before we sign off, and that is, that pork pie was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was hardly any jelly in it, which I really liked.
Really nice pork pie. We still got 1.5 left.
Yes, the tea cake's not so keen on.
Yeah, they were a bit, well,
Yeah,
just like
nothing.
a bread roll, really.
Yeah.
But it went down quite nicely, you know what I mean? Now, the other thing is, which is reminding me, is those coiling in the electric
Coiling,
cabling.
is that the new phrase?
And we spent less than £1 on electric. Now,
bearing in mind we tended to use the gas, don't we?
yeah, we was all basically running on gas, but we still had electric sockets. That's how I saw it. So we boiled a few kettles,
Yeah.
and that was about it, wasn't it? And of course, the
Yes.
motorhome will be charging in the evening. But yeah, so we were able to get our. Where has it gone? We're going to be able to get our money back, because we put £5 on it, and then we're going to get £4.10 back.
That's
So-
quite a good idea. I was thinking at first, I thought, oh gosh, that sounds a bit weird, but it's nice because you use what you
Yeah, you use what you
use.
want to pay for.
Use
And the
what you-
rate, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the rate was more or less the same as our house. So
35 kilowatts, wasn't it?
35 pence a kilowatt,
Yeah.
hour, yeah. So it wasn't too bad. Right, we're going to go home now, and we'll see you in the next video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.